The following is a presentation of the Eagles Sports Network.
And Wilkes here with head softball coach Michael Graves on the Eagles Sports Network ahead of the Eagle Invitational this weekend. Concord and Kentucky State come to town. So, Coach, first of all, leading up to these first few games, what have you seen from your team? What are you hoping to see this weekend?
We've been hitting it really good in practice. When we had a chance to get out on the field, it's been 0 degrees out here. So when we had a chance to get out on the field, defense has been there pretty good. So we're excited and just ready to get going and play.
So you talk about the weather. This weekend's supposed to be kind of warm. What kind of benefit does that serve you guys to kind of get out of the colder temperatures and play in a little bit of a warmer environment?
Well, in the past couple of years we went south to open up, so it's been a lot warmer than it is here. But, it's supposed to be in the mid-60s on Sunday, and that's great. We're looking forward to it.
So you talked about last season, you start on the road for most of February, really, but this year you start at home. What kind of benefit does that serve your girls, especially some of the younger girls, to get to play in front of a home crowd in the first few weeks?
Well, I think nerves-wise, it's always a lot easier to play at home, and especially for the younger girls. And, we're getting to play a lot of games, like you said, at home instead of traveling on the road the whole time. It seemed like we were on a bus so much last year in February. So hopefully it's a good change for us.
You mostly know what you're going to get out of your returners coming back. Macaulay, Bailey, Brooklyn, Lucero, some of those girls. They're coming back from last year. Seems some consistent returners on this team, but what are you hoping to see from some of the younger talent, some of the transfers coming in this year as well?
I got a couple of kids, freshmen that came in. Reagan and Katie both have been hurt and dealing with injuries. Katie had that shoulder surgery, and it's rough coming back from that. So we're trying to ease her back in. And Reagan's a very talented pitcher, and we got high hopes for her, but she's dealing with some back issues, and that's no fun. I sympathize with her. But, bringing in Santana is going to help us both offensively and defensively. I think she's a very underrated outfielder and infielder, so she can play both corners. That gives us a lot of options because we got, Winter Morris and Macaulay Bailey and Brooklyn Lucero and then Santana. We got to find a way to get all those kids in the game, at the same time, and it's kind of hard because they usually all play first and third and DH, with the exception of Santana can play multiple positions.
A couple key players you got coming back after being injured all last year, took the red shirt, Sienna Cameron and Riley Sykes, two players that were really consistent for you. Riley Sykes, one of the more consistent pitchers in the strike zone in the South Atlantic Conference when she was healthy back there in 2023, and Santana swinging a big stick, the .405 batting average, the highest in the league and one of the highest in program history at the time. What are you expecting to get from them coming back from injury this year?
Sienna's a gamer. I mean, she's going to be there. She's kind of got a little frustrated this week when we've been hitting some live, and I think she looks pretty good, and she's hitting some good balls. She's hit a couple foul, but, she's one of those kids that she just likes to compete, and she likes the challenge of playing against somebody other than her teammates. So I think in a game she'll be fine, and she'll be typical Sienna and carry a heavy batting average. You talked about Riley. Sometimes Riley can be too consistent, and I give her a hard time about that. I was like, if you fall behind, which she doesn't do a lot, but I said, if you fall behind, everybody knows you're not going to walk them, so then you're going to throw a strike, so it kind of puts you at a disadvantage. So we've been kind of, talking and working through more of just changing a little things up and stuff and not being so consistent when we fall behind.
Looking forward to the matchups. Talk about Concord first. A little bit more consistent of a team that you played in the past. It's the 16th matchup with Concord all time. 6-game winning streak coming in this series with them. Took 2 from them last year, but they were pretty competitive. 2 games here at home. What are you expecting to see out of the Mountain Lions here this weekend?
Well, Emma handled them pretty good in the first game that we played last year and didn't give them much of a chance to get anything going. Game 2, we wasn't as fortunate, and they were a scrappy bunch. I was just looking at their stats today before I walked down here. I think they're returning 9 hits from last year against us and 2 pitchers that pitched against us last year. So they'll be familiar with our team. We just got to keep them off base and pitch good, pitch better than what we did against them last year in Game 2.
Now Kentucky State, only the first time you met them last year, playing them again for the 3rd and 4th time here this weekend. What do you know about them coming in this year?
I know their coach does a good job with them. He's getting them better all the time and stuff. Again, I fall back to Emma last year. Emma controlled them. I believe it was a perfect game, no-hitter. So she didn't give them a chance to do anything, so we really didn't get to see what they're capable of. But it'll be a unique experience, especially for a game 1, and hopefully we come out and ready to play.
So from all three levels of the game, offensively, defensively, and pitching, what is one thing you're hoping to see out of all three groups this weekend?
Consistency as far as our pitching. We've got to pitch good all the time. We'll go through streaks last year where we'd have 2 or 3 good games in a row, and then the next game I'm like, man, what's going on with our pitching here? We should be dominating this team, but like to see more consistency and get longer streaks with our pitching stuff. Hitting has always been there. Knock on wood, it was great for us. I don't remember just too many games where we just didn't really look good offensively. Defense is sound. We didn't play good defense first couple of weeks of the season in February. We had that big snow, so we didn't get a practice for about 2 weeks and go outside, and then we took off down to Florida, and we made some errors that we didn't make the rest of the season. So hopefully that was just a product of the weather, because we played pretty good defense down the stretch.
Ryan Wilkes here with head softball coach Michael Graves at the Eagle Invitational, where Carson-Newman will see Concord and Kentucky State this weekend here on the Eagle Sports Network.